Exclusive coverage of the NCAA Tournament. Temple battles Drexel, two Philadelphia teams going head-to-head. Next, right here on Channel 10, your NCAA Championship station.
As we continue to travel the road to the Final Four, welcome to the US Air Arena in Landover, Maryland for Game 3 of the 4-game slate here in Landover. East Regional play in the first round. The 13th seed Drexel Dragons against 4th-seeded Temple, North Carolina, and Boston College. Already winners today. The winner of this game will meet the winner of Indiana against Ohio University. And we welcome you to Landover, everyone. Greg Gumbel along with Bill Raftery. Leslie Visser is along as well. The Temple Owls come in with a record of 22-7. And John Chaney, his legacy at Temple, well-known, well-documented. This year, you can pretty much count on 3 players to carry the load, 3 talented players.
3 great players, and you've got to think also of the zone. You know, McKee, Brunson, and Jones, phenomenal performers, have the ball, I would say, roughly 90% of the time. And with Drexel, Malik Rose is going to have a lot of touches against this zone. It's the pretzel and cheesesteak war that could have been played at the Palestra, but it's important that he touch, dominate a little bit, and kick out for their open threes.
You're looking at Malik Rose for the Drexel Dragons, who come in at 25-4. Out of the North Atlantic at 12-2. Drexel and Temple, a battle of Philadelphia. We'll be back in just a moment.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the first round of the NCAA Basketball Championship is sponsored by the new Chevy S-Series, Busch Beer, and by UPS.
Hard to tell. Could be any pickup. But how many compact pickups hold this much? Have a bed with 2-tier loading and a tailgate this easy to deal with. You could say it's the most intelligent pickup of its kind, except there doesn't appear to be another pickup of its kind. The Chevy S-Series, so new from the inside out. Everything else is history.
Tonight's starting lineup for the Dragons: Rulo, Hudgens, and Malik Rose up front, with Matt Alexander and Brian Holden in the backcourt. For Temple, Jones, Battie, and Cunningham, with a backcourt of Aaron McKee and Rick Brunson. There's John Chaney. 22 seasons as a head coach, his 12th at Temple, 500 wins, 163 losses, and Bill Harrion in his 3rd year as head coach of Drexel University, and we're ready to go. The officials: George Evans from Selma, Alabama, Ted Hillary from Grand Rapids, Michigan, Ron Labadich from Los Altos, California. We're underway. Temple with the tip.
And Drexel, Minuteman. And you will see some other looks as well.
Battie looks for shooting room. Found it.
Trying to establish early. They get some help in this tournament from their inside people, attacking the glass, making the little ones. They can be awfully tough. Here's the match, Greg. Confusion reigns when you go against Temple. Try and disturb, create distress.
24 is Rulo. 21 Holden. And now Alexander. Shot clock down to 7 now. Good move on the baseline and rejected, out of bounds. With 3 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
And a good rule rewarding the defense. They played against 8 people. Bill Harrion put 8 people against his starters to simulate this D. That's how tough it is.
Alexander's shot doesn't fall, and the rebound off to Temple. William Cunningham with the board.
And Brunson shaken up on that particular play. Ted Hillary trying to make sure, get the cobwebs out. And with that thought, Brunson, when he's on his game, this is an awfully tough team. He sets the table for everybody, and then when he gets his shot, he's got to knock him down.
Brunson averaging 12.7 a game. Quarterbacks the offense.
They'll isolate now, run a few bumps for Jones or Brunson. Basically, the 3 perimeter people do the damage.
Battie again. Derek Battie, averaging 6 points, has 4.
John Chaney, all of that work going to the big guys.
4-0 Temple. Good move to the hoop by George Hudgens, 6'6" sophomore out of Chattanooga.
And looking at tape, they felt they could get the ball to that area. Now, the key is when Temple takes away the 3-second lane, what do you do next?
Jones to the baseline. Nice shot by Eddie Jones.
How about the double clutch, too? I mean, that wasn't easy. The stroke, the long arms.
Temple leading at 6-2, off of a 12-4 season in the Atlantic 10, 22-7 overall.
Drexel turns it over 12 times a game. Temple only 9, so it's very important that you value the ball if you're Drexel. This club, not that they're flawless, but close to it. Don't foul either.
We could be in for a quick game. Brian Holden misses his shot, and coming off with the rebound is Hudgens. Good ball movement. Holden again, this time from 3, doesn't fall. Brunson has it.
Always under control. Showing confidence in the big guys, huh?
Key shot, no, and Alexander is the loose ball.
See the gap now? He's got to try and force Temple to make decisions. Get between defenders. This is the perfect match right now. That's a good job. Drive, draw, and kick.
On the baseline. Rulo got it and fouled.
Great to see. Wonderful story. Guy's established himself as a legitimate performer. The decision, and here's 2 playing 1, the short corner, a key thing. Particularly UMass ran this in a terrific fashion, and Rulo with the little hang and knockdown.
Rulo completes the 3-point play. Temple leads it by 1, 6-5, 16:49 to play here in the first half.
Now this is a fake pressure defense. They will not gamble. They get themselves back. Now a little zone look. Flat 3-2. Tough team to permit open shots against. Just feel they were telling me they don't feel they can play the same defense all game against this powerful team. So some changes, gets a rest. Maybe they can look at this slip.
The team.
You don't play zone a lot, breakdowns happen just like that.
Derek Battie has now equaled his average on the season.
If he keeps it up, he's going to be singing Battie, Battie.
Brunson with the steal.
Only when it's an easy one will they fast break. His slogan, John Chaney, speed kills.
10-5 Temple lead.
They know how to attack the shooters.
Mike Wisner is on the floor now for Drexel. He's wearing number 31.
They passed up a couple of open shots. Mike Wisner, good stroker.
Rulo put that one up and missed it, and back comes Temple.
And they go back to man-to-man. It had been good to them early. Big thing about Eddie Jones, he can back you all the way down or stop and pop.
Just like that.
Extraordinary performer. He almost becomes a low post player. He'll get it on the wing, back you all the way down, then turn and deliver.
Temple's leading scorer, just over 19 a game, and the Owls lead it by 7, 12-5.
Well, there are a number of pro scouts here, and the reason McKee and Jones.
And that one's going to go against Temple and William Cunningham, the 6'11 sophomore out of Augusta. Timeout on the court, 14:40 to play. Temple in charge.
Sure, you've got a car. Got a dog. Even got some fun-loving friends. But have you got what it takes to be a mountain man? All it really takes are the 2 cool beers of the mountain man. Smooth bush beer and easy drinking Busch Light. So, be a mountain man. All you gotta do is head for the mountains.
We may not be the first to promise you the sun, the moon, the stars. But we may be the first to actually deliver them. Introducing the new Camaro convertible. What else would you expect from the country that invented rock and roll?
Introducing the Quantum Random Orbit Sander. It works 4 times faster than a finishing sander with swirl-free results. So now you can tackle any project from start to finish. The new Quantum line from Black & Decker.
Airbags, seat belts, and anti-lock brakes, child safety seats, careful driving, and a set of Michelins.
It's a round deal, it's a square meal, it's Domino's, crunchy thin crust showtime and a meal deal.
Now get 2 medium 2-topping thin crust pizzas just $12.99, plus 3 months of showtime free.
It's a hot deal, it's a cool deal, a Domino's, I want it, I need it deal.
2 medium 2-topping thin crust pizzas just $12.99, plus 3 months of great entertainment on showtime free.
Something for nothing when you call Domino's.
He was not the monster that the world make him out to be.
It takes someone like that to believe the Holocaust never happened. 60 Minutes, Sunday.
Back at the U.S. Air Arena, where Temple leads by 7, you might have noticed that Derek Battie is wearing a protective mask. He broke his nose against UMass a week ago. They took a plaster cast of his face and transferred it to plexiglass, sort of a Silence of the Lambs look, but Greggy said it doesn't bother him a bit.
Doesn't bother us either, Leslie. Thanks.
As long as we don't have to wear it, huh?
Into the lineup for Drexel. Number 15, Cornelius Overby in the backcourt. Malik Rose, one of the few times he's touched it. Whistler, long-range jumper, no, and that's going to go against Rose over the back.
He can't afford those. I mean, you like him getting him going to the hole, not over the top. You mentioned Cornelius, a pull-up jumper. He can really pressure the basketball as well. Not a real deep team in terms of size. Rulo's got to play McKee. I mean, if they go to him, he can get on that box and do some damage. And then Malik Rose is leaving his guy and jamming it up. Pretty good ploy by Bill Herrian.
Brunson back outside.
And now they got Jones with Rulo. Switching on the cut.
Brunson out of the corner, way long.
That's what John Chaney wants. Attacking the glass as Ivy cleans it.
Jones finding the shot, whistle underneath. And that's 0-0 Malik Rose. That's 2 on him.
And that's disastrous, too, this early. Little play on situation.
Drexel University comes in with a school record 25 victories. Out of Philadelphia, these two schools just 3 miles apart in the city of brotherly love. A 12-2 season in the North Atlantic, and Malik Rose with the rest on the bench. George Hudgens in to replace him.
Everybody stacked up on one side. And this is why they limit turnovers. Same guys handle and make the decisions. And they're usually the right one.
McKee sneaks inside, offensive foul.
Hold it, how about the step in? Pretty play. Well, you like to see bright stars, both on the floor and off. Well, Bill Herrian, one of those coaches who teaches beautifully, and people are starting to take notice. Great step in.
Whistler Hudgens in the lane. Won't go. Overby trying for the steal, and that's out of bounds to Temple.
Getting it in nicely to the 3-second lane. They'll have to take that away.
Temple University, 32,000 students. And an at-large bid out of the Atlantic 10. John Chaney teams 5-0 against Drexel in his career at Temple. The tee. And Hudgens with the rebound.
Not a bad step through.
Overby. And Whistler lost the handle. Here comes Brunson.
And that's the rule. That's where John steps in. Nothing quick that'll hurt.
Top of the key, long-range jumper doesn't go, and the foul is on Holden. Bill Harrion thinks that's a bad call.
You can't lead Temple to the easy opportunity. And of course, the step in by Brunson, sloppy ball handling. And there's the man with his leader on the floor.
That's a three-point attempt. That's a three-shot foul.
James Brown and I did a game a couple years ago, Clemson at Temple, and John had a fair tie at best. And he was telling us the story that what he did, he started to give them away. Guys would say, that's a nice tie. And he decided, well, let me wear a bad tie and save my good ties. So I'm not giving away. He's a tie freak.
Yeah, but then if you don't compliment him, you don't get the tie.
Well, exactly. You know, hold on to them for a while.
Eddie Jones hit all three. 15-5, Temple with a 10-point lead. Coming up on 12 minutes to play in the half.
Against Temple, that's a lot of points. You've heard people say against Princeton, for example, because they will be patient, use clock, and end up with a good opportunity. Boy, they attack. You think man-to-man defenses are this aggressive?
Rulo to the baseline. Doesn't go. And Drexel has come out cold.
Cold and one shot. A trip.
2 for 10 from the floor for the Dragons.
Without Rose, they're playing very small, but fortunately for them, they're not using the post guys right now. Good heads by Hudgens.
Ivy's shot is short. The follow from Batiste.
Undeterred, huh? With the mask or with the body, and Bill Hurrian not real happy with his dig.
11:04 to play, first half. Owls in charge.
This is the planet Earth. And this is the most popular line of sport utility vehicles on the planet. Chevrolet.
Chevy, got a minute, we gotta talk.
You're canceled.
How do you get canceled out of a commercial?
You're not getting the ratings, Chevy.
I like this stuff.
Well, keep the bag, Chev. You're a sport. You look great.
Tough year. Good chip.
Doritos Tortilla Thins. Everything else is just a chip.
Three-pointer! Count it! Yeah, milk and honey!
Butters.
It's like rain. It's always coming down.
Just a reminder,
If you don't know, you better ask somebody.
if you're talking basketball, Foot Locker knows exactly where you're coming from. Wherever that is, Foot Locker. Official corporate partner for the NCAA championships.
Mr. Gooden?
That's right.
Any relation to Dwight Gooden?
No.
Okay. Do you have time for a couple of questions?
Short ones.
Tell us about your HP LaserJet printer.
My LaserJet.
Yeah, what do you think about it?
I don't.
Ever?
LaserJets work. What's there to think about?
But if you did?
I don't.
But if you did?
Well, if I had to think about it, I probably wouldn't have one.
But you do have one.
No, I have two.
Oh.
Is that enough?
Works for me. HP LaserJet printers. You do your job, we'll do ours.
Good idea.
Tonight, Dave welcomes Sam Donaldson.
This guy is terrific.
Plus the excellent Mike Myers.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight only, free monogramming.
Here on CBS.
Well, Greg Gumbel, when I would play against you, I would give you one shot, check out, and then slide for the goal. Well, you can't do that against the big fellas from Temple, and I do think occasionally Drexel used to playing guys, you do one, get the ball, or even on the shot. Nobody contesting like Temple does in their league, so it's been a difficult start for them.
Derek Battie, 4 out of 5 from the floor. 8 points. He's already eclipsed his season average of 6.
Poise important right now.
17-5, Owls the lead. Whistler, 3-pointer.
Right, nice screen by Cornelius, opening it up.
Mike Whistler shoots the 3 at a 44% clip, and maybe that'll light a fire into the Dragons. 17-8.
And his mother is awfully happy. Whistler's.
You know, I already considered that one and rejected it about 5 minutes ago.
A nice call for the bench on that screen to get him free.
Battie going for more. Whistler with the rebound. Malik Rose playing out there with 2 fouls, tried to draw one.
I'm not going to accuse John Chaney of this, but I think he's practicing for his big guys to get looks and touches. Might as well use the game, but the danger of it, give this club a little confidence.
Overby out of the corner, hits a second straight. Those baskets are cut off an 11-0 Temple run. Battie goes right at Malik Rose. That one doesn't fall. Overby comes down with it.
One more basket. It'll be the threesome touching it.
Overby tried to, and look at Malik Rose down on the floor for the save. Rulo for 3. And Overby with the rebound.
See, they got to play like a city team. Get ratsy, Drexel. I mean, they're playing a polished, accomplished team. Get down and dirty a little bit. That's the way they got here. Rulo trying to hide on the baseline.
Good hands by Malik Rose, and then he lost it. Taken away from him by Ivy.
And he had Rulo wide open with a quick kick. Got to get some help here.
Holding, bodying up the pass inside. Ivy off the glass.
They won't give it if you get to the hole.
First basket of the game for Jason Ivy. 19-10.
A little surprise, huh?
Pass inside. Poor choice. Picked off again by the Owls defense. Eddie Jones, long-range shot, no. Tap, picked off. Here comes Drexel. Holden, down the lane.
Beautiful job, and Rulo and Whistler complemented with the runs, so the defense was unsure if they dished to the wing. They had to go over and play their guy.
Holden's first basket of the night, 19-12. Temple in the lead, 7:50 to play now, first half. McKee off the baseline. Good rebound.
That's a guard, too. They've got some hops in Pompano Beach, don't they?
Eddie Jones looked over here like he wondered if we saw that.
We'll show it later, Eddie.
Temple by 9. Whistler for 3. And Battie with the rebound. That's Whistler's shot. No complaint about that. Jones. McKee, rather. Off the mark. Up ahead. Rulo.
They don't make many mistakes, do they? If it's not a good look, they're patient.
Whistler on the corner for 3, around and out.
Same thing. Good opportunity.
Pretty taken away by Overby. Gonna drive, misses the shot, loose ball, out of bounds to Drexel. When we come back, 6:28 to play in the first half.
The Women's Final Four coming soon on CBS.
There's no place on earth that I'd rather be than out in the open where it's all plain to see. If it's gonna get done, it's up to you and me. Come on and head for the mountains of Bush. Come on and head for the mountains of Bush. Beer.
Today in America, over 11,000 babies will be born. 2.6 million people will go to the movies. 5 million parents will drop their kids off at daycare. And 36 million of us will get where we need to go in a Chevrolet. Think about it. 36 million. It's just another day in America. And more people will depend on Chevrolet than anyone else.
Imagine adhesives so strong they help hold together 100 tons of soaring transportation. Imagine a fabric so bright it lets you see an accident in time to prevent it. Imagine a single disc so powerful it can store everything imaginable and protect it for a lifetime. These products and thousands more that make our lives better exist because the people at 3M imagine.
The Citibank Visa provides so many services, you really don't need another card.
They were very pleasant. Citibank didn't put me on hold forever, which a lot of companies do these days.
The card's lost. Within 24 hours, I had a new card expressed to me that next day.
The fraud protection program really gave me a sense that somebody's looking out for me and my best interest.
And for some reason, on the phone, they're always very friendly with me. So maybe it's just my personality, I don't know.
Call 1-800-CITIBANK and enjoy the service of not just Visa, Citibank Visa.
You are watching the NCAA Basketball Championship on CBS.
Keeping up with the Joneses, Greg, is generally easy when you have money. But in basketball, you've got to stay with them throughout the whole sequence. And you can see Eddie pursuing the tin and the clean finish and jam.
If you have money. Holden, long three-pointer.
Well, that's their game. Whistler made one, then missed a couple. Holden, a good outside shooter. That can drag all those long fellows out to attack the shooter and maybe open it up a little for Malik.
Ryan Holden was recruited by Bill Harrion when the coach was at Boston University and transferred over to Drexel when the coach left.
And who was up there in those days? Do you remember that? Michael Jarvis. Now at GW.
Pretty good coach himself.
Oh, I'll say, particularly, he goes way back to high school.
Shot clock down to 1. Did he get it away?
Didn't hit the rim.
No, he didn't.
Didn't hit the rim.
Good call, coach.
A little more aggressive stance on the defensive end.
And watch the decision not to foul, to make sure not to foul.
And right there you see a clean kiss.
Whistler, Rulo, Holden, down the lane, too hard off the glass.
And also a good defensive stand, the last line of resistance. Mr. Ivy. There's a little screen down. They first get Jones, then they try and get McKee with a staggered double. Only dribble when they have to, Greg. And short, crisp passes.
Eddie Jones with the shot clock at 6 now. Spinning, looking for a shot. And Malik Rose with the board. Here comes Overby. 21-15. Temple's lead is 6.
They're pushing it and getting down to get in position for this kind of look.
Overby baseline jumper, 21-17, the lead down to 4.
Even when they didn't get a good look, they got in position to cause some damage to the zone. Beat them down before they get established.
4 points for Cornelius Overby.
Little zone look again. Pulling the string. Now, if anybody should know how to attack a zone, it's Temple.
Ivy shot no good. Rebound off to Rose. Drexel finding a rhythm. Temple is lost there.
Got to get out and
Whistler
play it.
all alone for two. Didn't hit it. And Overby in there to steal it. And there's a foul on Eddie Jones.
Starting to scrap a city fight right now.
Overby is just a 6-foot sophomore, and he finds all the little holes.
And this, Mike Whistler, terrific shooter, unable to knock him down, but the hustle, the feistiness starting to surface on the Drexel Dragons. John's got to make some changes.
The great masters. They defined civilization in Europe for centuries. Now we're defining civilization on the way there. United Airlines' renowned international service to 15 cities all across Europe. Come fly the airline that's uniting the world. Come fly the friendly skies.
You beat it up, weigh it down, push it around, and it never asks for a day off. You expect that from a Chevy truck. And when it comes time to sell your Chevy, it'll keep on giving with the highest resale value of any full-size pickup. So you not only get more for your dollar, you get more back. From Chevrolet, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
New from Pizza Hut, the ultimate pepperoni pizza. With zesty herbs and spices and thicker pepperoni for a whole new taste. This is the ultimate pepperoni pizza. But remember, one bite and there's no going back.
These days, you see someone on a cellular phone just about everywhere. Good thing we decided to set up our network there. Cellular One. Clear across America.
This is the award-winning Goodyear AquaTread with its deep groove aqua channel. And this is the new Eagle AquaTread for performance sedans. A wider performance tire with 2 aqua channels to sweep water away. Now you get the wet traction of a Goodyear AquaTread and the performance of a Goodyear Eagle. One good turn deserves another. The new Eagle AquaTread, only from Goodyear. We say the best tires in the world have Goodyear written all over them.
Experience a new relationship with the news, the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather and Connie Chung, where your world comes together.
Just under 4 minutes to play here in the first half. Temple jumped off to a big lead, and the Drexel Dragons have cut into it and are now trailing by 4. They have the ball.
Doesn't surprise us, I don't think. Temple very patient, usually winds down, gets it into one of their key guys to do some damage. But the changing defenses have given them some problems by Drexel. Driving the gap. That's what they've done a nice job, and they run the baseline guy.
Whistler, long 3, front rim, no. And McKee with the board.
Maybe a step out too far for Michael.
Brunson has not done much shooting from the outside. As I recall, he's missed 1.
He's the organizer. He's the guy that gets it to Jones and McKee and steps up when he has to.
Jones looking for room to shoot.
Nice job defensively, but just awesome ability.
11 for Eddie Jones. 23-17 Temple. We're at 2:45 to play for the half.
Oh, it's that beautiful basketball, Greg.
Out to Rose, who gets it to drop.
They put Malik on the high post and rolled them. Defense adjusted. They ran a guy through and down to the corner. You got to give them a lot of looks.
23-19, Temple. That's Bill Harrion on the sideline barking out the signals to his defense. Look at him. He's like a traffic cop.
Oh, he is. He's got a lot of energy.
Brunson for 3, way off the mark.
Scraper.
Let's take a look at Drexel down court the last time.
How do you like this little set? They have Malik Kai roll them, and now the defense goes out because there was nobody in the corner. That's your job. It causes indecisiveness, and then the bounce. A pleasant one for 0-0.
Under 2 minutes to play. 23-19. Owls with the lead. Drexel looking to stretch that Temple defense. Rulo out front now.
Got away with one maybe, huh? They got a walk out of it. Jimmy Rulo had it stripped. And Jones ends up falling to the floor. Anytime you do that, it's a walk.
Bill Harrion just looked at Rulo and said, protect the ball.
Jimmy Rulo, his aunt is a gal, Cara Rulo, who is married to my old roommate and backcourt partner, Tony Abbott. Former captain at LaSalle, so he can't make many mistakes. You know that. So to Tony.
Minute and a half to play here in the first half. Drexel with the basketball, trailing Temple 23-19. Long-range jumper by Rulo, no good, and that's a foul over the back by Brunson. First of the night on Rick Brunson.
They haven't had many follows, and that could help their cause.
Temple, the number 4 seed, will play the winner of this game between Temple and Drexel. Will play the winner of the Indiana-Ohio University game to follow. The Dragons going to show a little patience here.
Now, as they step up, they slide to the corner, and the back guys have to communicate. It's a lot of pressure on the inside defense.
Hold in for 3. Loose ball out of bounds to Drexel. Earlier today, North Carolina knocked off Liberty. Boston College in a squeaker over Washington State. They'll meet on Sunday. And we have 2 to go here tonight.
Terrific afternoon. And this isn't a bad beginning for the evening either.
Under 50 seconds to play. Holden shadowed by Brunson. Still 20 on the shot clock.
The high post guy has caused some problems for the Temple defense. See the picks?
Off the baseline, Rulo. Tip and grab by Overby.
They can get the last one. You don't need it.
But T got part of it, and that's a foul on Overby.
Lehman in the Bronx. Aggressive, but one of those bring it back out and get the last shot. And I think that's what he's suggesting.
That's right.
And the last couple of times they've been able to get something off the glass. Close to offensive interference.
Last 15 seconds of the half. Low scoring. First half, 23-19. Is what the board reads. McKee. Holden almost had the steal. Brunson upside. McKee missed it. Brunson's put back doesn't go, and that'll do it. A moral victory for the Drexel Dragons. Just a 23-19 score. The Owls in the lead, the number 4 seed. We'll take a timeout here and have more for you as we continue on the road to the Final Four.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the first round of the NCAA Basketball Championship is sponsored by United Airlines, Pizza Hut, and by Goodyear Tires.
The GeoPrism has asphalt laminates, foam blocks, and hydraulic engine mounts. They do more than make Prism a very quiet car. They help keep the sounds you don't want out and the sounds you do want in. So before you buy your next car, get to know GeoPrism, because what you hear in your car should be up to you.
Some people think athletes have it made. But nobody's life is easy. Everyone has problems now and then. Drugs and alcohol will not solve your problems.
If you or someone you know needs help or information concerning drug abuse, call this toll-free number, 1-800-662-HELP. This message provided by the NCAA.
This is CBS.
Are you up to the Temple Challenge? Temple challenges you with a mixture of students and faculty with all kinds of viewpoints. You'll agree with some, disagree with others. Learn from all of them. At Temple, you get an education outside the classroom as well as inside. Why? Because people who don't always think the way you do challenge you to think for yourself. Today, more than 30,000 students are up to that challenge. The Temple Challenge. Go for it.
Lincoln Mark 8. Well, you couldn't ask for anything more. 280 horsepower, leather wraparound interior. Well, you could ask for one thing more, and my dealer has it. $509 a month on a 2-year lease with 0 down. Really? And that includes dual airbags, ABS, and power everything? 0 down? I'd call that a deal. In fact, I'll call that my deal.
At your Lincoln Mercury dealer, everybody wins.
CBS Sports presents Pennzoil at the Half, sponsored by Pennzoil, the motor oil you can rely on for performance, protection, and quality.
All right, welcome to our studios in New York. Jim Nance along with Clark Kellogg. And tell me, Special K, what's the story here with Temple letting Drexel back in the game?
Well, Temple really struggles to shoot the ball from the perimeter because they do so much isolation. Aaron McKee is being bageled right now, 0 of 4 from the floor.
That's a good way of putting it, 0 for 4. That's a shocker, 4-point game in that one. And here at the half, we want to get some other action headed your way. Illinois and Georgetown tipped just 2.5 minutes ago. This is in the Midwest, Oklahoma City, so let's go there live right now with Ted Robinson and Greg Keltzer.
In Oklahoma City, Illinois off to a 7-4 lead. Georgetown in the dark blue with the ball.
The Illini, you won't see any zone defense with them. It's all man-to-man. But they really help out. You see the attention right there on Harrington, drawing 3 players, but very strong to get the shot up.
Don Reed fighting, but that's a held ball, and the arrow will give it to Illinois.
Harrington with the ball inside. There's going to be help from the Illini. Guarded by Shelley Clark, but there's help side defense on both sides. And then just as the shot goes up, there's the long arm of Deon Thomas.
Well, Greg, we've played almost 3 minutes, and Shelley Clark has had his left forearm on Harrington's back for the entire game.
He's going to have to keep it there because you've got to push Harrington away from the basket in order to be effective defensively against him. Now, Georgetown is a physical team, too. Let's make no mistake about that. But because the Illini play in the very physical Big Ten Conference, they should be well prepared for this type of activity.
Of course, Lou Henson wants to keep Deon Thomas out of foul trouble, so Thomas won't play Harrington. Reed is fouled. T.J. Wheeler of Illinois picks up his first.
That's his first personal and the first team foul.
Lou Henson has a lot of family here. Lou, born in OK, Oklahoma, about 150 miles east of Oklahoma City, has 4 brothers and a sister, all living in this general area that were expected here tonight. How he was going to get them tickets, no one knew.
Yeah, that could be a problem. Well, when we had a chance to talk to John Thompson yesterday about Don Reed, he was exceptionally complimentary of the big guy. Says he should be a pro because he's worked very hard and his improvement has been steady, and he's got another year left. And so far, he's establishing his strength and presence in this game.
Churchwell back, Harrington sitting as Deon Thomas has taken a seat for Illinois. That was very strong words also from John Thompson. He said Don Reed will be a pro. Doesn't yet know how good he can be. Illinois just beating the time, and then the lob to Robert Bennett.
We'll mark that down as a transition basket for the Illini, but what they did, they attacked with tremendous effectiveness the trap of Georgetown. Floor spread, Bennett in the back door, high lob, catches it and puts it down. That's what their Illini can do. They're very experienced in that area. They recognize when they've got numbers and when the opportunity is there. If it's not there, they'll pull it out. They have a lot of confidence in their half-court offense.
Harrington right back in for Reed. Illinois comes off their bench with two outstanding athletes in Bennett, and we have yet to see freshman Jerry Hester.
We may need to get a ring and some gloves and everything else before this is over. That is starting to be our game within the game. The battle of Shelly Clark and Othello Harrington. Two big guys, neither one will back down.
And Clark established that right from the first possession, that he was going to be leaning on Harrington all night.
That's Joe Frazier and Mike Tyson. Forward all the way.
Illinois by 4. And that's tipped last by Harrington.
See, so far Clark has done a good job. Look at this. He's strong, very strong. And that time able to play the passing lane. He got a finger on it. Othello got a hand on it. It goes off of Georgetown. The Illini, they'd have the ball once again facing this pressure.
Harrington at this rate may need a flak jacket the second half.
You better bring two, because he's giving a few bows of his own.
Clark has taken a seat on the bench for the first time for Illinois.
Boy, look at Georgetown. They come at you from every angle. You just don't know where the double team is coming from. These guys are like magnets to the ball.
Churchwell's foul, his first, the second team foul. John Thompson was very concerned this week about the officiating and how this game tonight would be called. Would it be called in a manner that allows his team to play the pressing, physical game? Bennett inside, up the dump from Wheeler.
Wheeler, I think, froze everybody because Georgetown was expecting him to shoot the basketball, but he went up with the dump off, and Bennett is having a big game so far inside.
A lot of white shirts around Harrington. Churchwell for 3.
It's a big basket by Churchwell. 43% shooter, 40% from beyond the three-point arc. That can help open up that middle for the big guys of Georgetown if the rest of the Hoyas out on the perimeter can get a few to go.
On paper, Churchwell is their best three-point shooter.
No way Bennett will get this off. Forget it.
Yep.
He's locked up.
That's a held ball. Will go to Georgetown. Illinois.
All right, so they head to the benches there. And we're going to shift you now over to Duke and Texas Southern. Final 2 minutes of the first half. Duke's Chris Collins is hot. Here's Vern Lundquist with Dan Bonner.
41-27, Duke on top with 1:45 remaining. Outside shooting from Chris Collins and Antonio Lang's 12 points. Collins has 17. That last foul on Antonio Lang, that's his first and the 17th foul on Duke. But Duke has had its way with the 15th seeded Texas Southern University Tigers.
The Duke defense hasn't really allowed Texas Southern to get any kind of continuity in the half-court offense. Really has limited the effectiveness of Kevin Granger and Theon Dotson, an excellent backcourt.
This is the third of 4 games scheduled for the Thunderdome in St. Petersburg. Marquette and Kentucky won this afternoon. And we'll wrap it up here with Michigan State and Seton Hall. The 7 seed against the 10 seed, our final game of the evening. The winner of this game will meet the winner of that one on Sunday. Marquette and Kentucky already slated to go at each other.
Vern, I think this last minute and 45 of the first half is going to be extremely important for Texas Southern. They were on the verge of being blown out of the basketball game. They've got it back to 12. If they can get a couple of defensive stops and score a hoop or two before the end of the first half, they could be in pretty good position because Duke has played awfully well thus far.
Collins looks inside. It's kicked, and that's a fresh 35 on the shot clock.
All right, Chris Collins with 17. Duke leads by 12 just before the half. And Clark, let's quickly update everybody. Louisville and Boise State, they've just gotten underway out in Sacramento. 5-2. A lot of people picking Louisville in the West.
Yeah, I really like their balance and their experience.
Okay, a team to watch. The Pennzoil at the half. Thanks for joining us. Jim Nance, Clark Kellogg. Second half coming up. Drexel and Temple. We'll get you there as we continue on the road to the Final Four.
Pennzoil at the half was sponsored by Pennzoil, the motor oil you can rely on for performance, protection, and quality.
So, enjoying the game? Oh,
Well, then you probably wouldn't be interested in buying a new car. So how about leasing one? The Oldsmobile 88 Special Edition with dual airbags, anti-lock brakes, power windows and locks, and more for just $299 a month. What more could you ask for? It's your money.
This time around, we'll dance. We'll dance down the rooftops. Dance up the thunder. And we'll ride the rhythm. Because everything's possible. This time around.
If you're in high school and you want to play sports at an NCAA Division I or II school, you must be certified by the NCAA Initial Eligibility Clearinghouse. Ask your coach or guidance counselor for one of these student release forms, fill it out, and send it to the clearinghouse. Remember, if you're not certified, you can't compete as a freshman in NCAA Division I or II. For more information, call 319-337-1492.
The federal government's Department of Health and Human Services, in partnership with the NCAA, provides funding and facilities for the National Youth Sports Program. Now in its 25th year, NYSP offers economically disadvantaged youngsters important experiences in sports and enrichment activities through summer programs at NCAA colleges and universities.
Look who's living in Archie's house now.
Women are looking for someone who'll say I do. Men want anybody to say I will.
Welcome back to 704 Hauser, premiering April 11th.
Temple's Eddie Jones with 11 points leads all scorers. The Owls lead the Dragons 23-19, and we will have the second half of this East Regional matchup coming your way right after this.
Well, it's that time of year again. So many games to watch. Hey, wait a minute. You might actually learn something. No, really. Did you know you can buy an Achieva Special Edition from Oldsmobile with anti-lock brakes, airbag, air, automatic, and more for just $13,995? So, did you learn anything? It's your money.
The Monday night game of a lifetime. The game you'll never forget. Will Evening Shade finally win one?
Look, if you're wearing that for luck, I'd rather lose.
Then, is Dave too old to coach soccer?
Don't wear those shirts. You look like a real dork.
Or just too hip?
What are they doing? A footwork drill. It looks like the Hokey Pokey.
Dave's World, right after Evening Shade, Monday.
A new breed of cop.
First track check.
With a powerful ally.
Fire him or support him. Or else I'm going to tip your desk over on you.
Thursdays, get set for Traps.
This is CBS.
Did you know that half of the students who graduate from college wind up living at home with their parents? But because Drexel combines hands-on classroom learning with 18 months of professional experience, over 1,200 companies worldwide turn to us for new employees. So Drexel families will just have to find other ways to stay in touch.
Don't worry, Mom. I'll come and visit.
Just be sure to call first.
Welcome back to Landover, the U.S. Air Arena. At halftime, the Owls leading the Dragons 23-19. Greg Gumbel along with Bill Raftery. Leslie Visser is with us as well. At the beginning of the night, we thought it would be the big three for Temple. Brunson, McKee, and Jones. Hasn't been that way.
You forced me to say that. It usually is. The shot chart, you'll see. 5 for 11, the triple threat, which is fine. Particularly Eddie Jones has been solid, but the real key, Derek Petit, face mask and all, undeterred. The ability to get inside, make some nice jams, some follows, slip in the on the defense and get an easy look. And right here against that zone, when they went zone, they send it in at the end. A pleasant little offensive lift. But on the counter, Drexel, look at all the action. The cuts baseline, the fill high post, the screen down by Overby, and Whistler on the money. And he's had a lot of good looks. If he gets them again, I'm sure he'll knock them down.
And we're underway in the second half. You had a look at Derek Battie. 23-19. Rouleau, Malik Rose, Brian Holden, Whistler, and Overby on the court to start the second half for Drexel. Malik Rose. Didn't fall for him. Trying for the steal was Rouleau. He didn't get it. And Battie was hit in the face. Didn't look like that mask saved him from a little pain there at all.
Well, you got to figure when it's pushed in, it's got to be painful. Earlier they gave him some oxygen, and as was noted by Les and yourself, you can see right in here just the attempt to get it by Rouleau scrapes the mask probably upward, and they take him out of the game so they don't get cost. It doesn't cost them a timeout, but a lot of guys suck it up at tournament time. He's one of them.
You remember broken nose, man?
Yes. Can't you tell? I mean, I was dateless for high school. Come on. Well, 300 kids, 200 girls, 100 boys. I didn't have a date for my prom.
McKee, three-pointer, no. Loose ball, picked off. And Jason Ivey converts.
Well, that's what Chaney likes the most. The big guys, their job to attack the glass, rebound, provide a lift in that area, and let the three perimeter guys knock them down.
First half, Drexel shot 2 for 12 from three-point land. They averaged 38.5% on the season.
And both clubs a clinic with turnovers. Only 4 for Drexel, 3 for Temple, 7. Good block.
Rouleau. Didn't fall for him. Here come the Owls.
I can't leave him alone, huh? Oh.
Aaron McKee just scored his first basket of the night.
Yeah, he was struggling. Didn't get a lot of touches. 0 for 4 until that one.
We have played 2 minutes here in the second half. Whistler out of the corner for 3.
As advertised, that's his shot. Great basketball. That's set. The high post occupied by Rose. Holden runs through, and then instead of throwing up and having a block, kicks to the wing.
Temple's lead is 5 at 27-22. Derek Battie started the second half. Took a shot to the head, where he's wearing a mask to protect the broken nose. Has had repairs done on the side and is ready to check back in now.
Nice
Jones'
job.
shot no good.
Rouleau holding off on Ivy.
Holden with a good look for Overby, and he overshot it. A little intimidation for Cunningham.
I think he was concerned.
McKee, three-pointer.
Running a little bit of an overload on the one side and not getting, you got to identify him.
That's the second time in the last couple of trips down court Temple has had an open shooter. 8-point lead for the Owls. The 4th seed in the East region. Drexel seeded 13.
Extending that D a little bit, trying to force a mistake. What Drexel's done well against us is made a cut.
Holden, long three-pointer off the back rim. And that's Malik Rose, and that'll be number 3 on Rose, I believe. It is.
Malik Rose at Overbrook. Wiltsole High School. Trying to rebound like Wilty. And a big decision. You got to get him out. A long stretch to go, 16.
And George Hudgens off the bench to replace Rose, who is still pleading his case, and we know how much good that'll do.
Now, before the game, I had a chance to talk to Sonny Hill, does Temple Radio, and they run the famous Sonny Hill League. And he would say, we could have played this at McGonigal. These are all my guys. They all perform.
Everybody's his guy.
Yeah, it's true. He even embraced us, huh? A lot smaller now would be a good time to go south. Let Petit and company have a little touch. Jason Ivey. And they see some rebounding out of this, too, because they're nice.
What a job by Brunson setting up Eddie Jones.
A weave by himself and a nice little deft touch.
13 for Jones. And Temple has it to a 10-point lead.
Well, that's when they're real good, when Brunson gets others involved.
Whistler out of the corner, three-pointer on the way. Hits one once in a while, but not enough consistency there for the Dragons.
Well, if he doesn't start making them, you're going to be whistling Dixie. And you've got to knock those open. This is a basketball team that a 10-point lead is magnified against. Temple uses the clock, gets good shots, doesn't turn it over. Look at that.
What a job by Aaron McKee.
You like that square up? Great shoulder look, parallel, divots in.
Good height on the jump. 7 points for McKee, 12-point lead for Temple.
Critical trip.
Overby. No. Rebound Hudgens. Short jump hook. Will get the bounce. Temple 34, Drexel 24. And 14:50 to play here in the second half.
That Billy Hurrian doesn't waste any time. Gets after the man-to-man. Zone had hurt them a little bit. Tough match for Rulo.
McKee to the baseline. Oh, is he picturesque?
And defense was perfect. I mean, you couldn't say everybody did what they're supposed to. They were in position. Rulo contested, but just better elevation and talent on that release.
Jones has 9. This is Holden.
Attack your guy and then release and help. You see McKee had been out, now back in the zone.
Rulo on the move, nice shot. Jim Rulo. He has 5 tonight. And we're down to 13:55 to play in the game. McKee, three-pointer for Aaron McKee.
And I've watched Rulo last year and this year. He never gets upset. He never questions his ability to get after people, and he just shook his head. I couldn't have been any closer.
Brunson with the steal, out of bounds. 13:25 to play here in the second half. Owls 39, Dragons 26, and Temple executing to perfection.
The Women's Final Four coming soon on CBS.
In some ways, picking the winner of this championship is like buying a new car. So many to choose from, but how do you know for sure? Well, we were thinking more like Consumer's Digest magazine, who this year made the Oldsmobile 88 the only full-size sedan to be named a Consumer's Digest Best Buy 4 years in a row. Well, when you're hot, you're hot. It's your money.
One night, not long ago, an otherwise quiet town in Texas became not so quiet. When an explosion shook the town, GTE was there with the only link to the outside world, GTE MobileNet.
Great! Yeah, I'm glad I got you!
Not every day is like that one, but for more than 1 million GTE cellular customers, clear, reliable service is just as vital.
I'm gonna be late.
Thanks for letting me know. It's not the end of the world.
GTE MobileNet. Another way it's amazing what we can do together.
Here comes a new taste from the inventor of light beer. It's called Light Ice from Miller. It's 100% ice brewed for a taste that's more of what you want. Definitely light for less of what you don't.
kind of beer is that?
It's new light ice from Miller.
Want to give your best friend a big laugh? Phone MCI at 1-800-933-6333 and let one of these CBS stars do it for you for free. Any friend, anytime. Really. So call and send a laugh to your best friend from CBS and MCI. It's free.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the first round of the NCAA Basketball Championship is sponsored by Oldsmobile, GTE, and by Miller Lite.
Back at US Air Arena where Temple is dominating, well, it was a stressful 24 hours for at least one person in the arena. Temple assistant Jim Maloney is father of the starting guard for Penn, Matt Maloney. They had a terrific win over Nebraska last night. Jim told me the dream of father and son is that they both advance and they meet each other in Miami. Greg?
Leslie, thank you. Father-sons are happening with more frequency in this game, aren't they?
And Mom will be rooting for the son, I assure you.
If she knows what's good for her.
They need one.
Overby with the 2.
Cornelius providing the lift.
Drexel down 11, 39-28.
Jim Maloney was busy with practice and looking at tape. He had to make sure everybody taped it for him back at home so he could look at it when they returned to filming.
Brunson.
I'm happy for him because he struggled in the UMass game. He works hard, he likes the game, and lets it come to him. He's a better basketball player.
Yeah, hasn't hurried his shot at all. In fact, took one, I believe, from the outside in the first half. And has a terrific jumper. 42-28, Temple. Whistler for 3. Too strong. And a good rebound by McKee.
McKee and Jones are pretty good small forwards if they want to put them up there, aren't they?
McKee 0 for 4 in the first half, didn't score. 5 out of 6 here in the second, worth 12 points. Jones, fall away.
There's that post up, and that's what they want. Attack the glass. This time, McKee. Eddie Jones likes to back you down into that low post area, and with that wingspan and elevation, generally knocks the shot down.
And Malik Rose back into the lineup now for George Hudgens for Drexel. Second personal on Overby, that last call. And McKee will go to the line. His high arching free throw. He hits his free throws at an 82% clip. This is a higher arch than we've seen all day today.
You've been estimating, huh?
I don't think you can miss that.
Couldn't play in our church league, huh?
44-28, Temple in the lead. We'll be back.
Introducing the all-new 1994 two-door Camry Coupe. Any guesses where we got the idea? The new Toyota Camry Coupe, developed and built in America.
Genuine jockey. Real quality. Real fit. No wonder guys feel comfortable with jockey.
Genuine jockey, yeah!
For the first time, there's a saw that combines a 12-amp motor, dust collection, and an auto brake. So there's no limit to what you can build. Introducing the Quantum Circular Saw, new from Black & Decker.
With 15,000 full liability, this isn't car insurance. This is automobile insurance.
Just multiply the premium by the maturity period, and this is killer life insurance.
Plus the additional property coverage, and this is concrete homeowners insurance.
With guaranteed tracking and guaranteed 10:30 a.m. delivery for up to 35% less than the competition. This is career insurance. Only from UPS.
Final call.
We've got to move fast, Kirby. I hope your book hurts.
Not exactly, but this company's fast. As
fastest Hertz #1 club goal? Not exactly, but they do have a special place to pick up the car. Like Hertz? Not exactly, but it'll be waiting. Under a canopy? With the keys in it? Not exactly. And protected from the weather? Not exactly.
In Rent-A-Car, there's Hertz and there's not exactly. Make sure you choose the right one.
Counting on that promotion, Kirby? No, not exactly. Ah!
Tonight, Dave welcomes Sam Donaldson.
This guy is terrific.
Plus the excellent Mike Myers.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight only, free monogramming.
Here on CBS.
Certainly one interested Drexel fan is that young man's roommate. Brian Holden's roommate is Gilles Bogart, who wears number 44. All of the Drexel players are wearing number 44 on their sneakers tonight, and back in the locker room, they've hung Bogart's number 44. He's from France. He was in an auto accident March the 9th in Philadelphia, suffered severe head trauma. Came out of intensive care on Sunday. His family arrived from France a couple of days ago. He is going to be just fine. Brian Holden said he wanted to pass on a special hello to his friend and roommate and teammate.
And you said he's really coming along well, which is nice to hear.
Overby, inside, tapped, no good, tapped again. Malik Rose, I believe.
Some activity. They've shown a little bit of force on the glass.
4 points for Rose. See the Temple run in the last 6 minutes. The tee.
And they go right at Rose. They got to walk, caught his own pass.
You can't do that.
That unless you own the playground and the ball and the pill.
Ups and downs, I believe.
They generally call it in the NCAA, but in the big fella, 00, a presence inside, not quite as tall as Wiltie, but the same impact underneath.
A rare Temple turnover. Their fourth of the game. Drexel has 5.
Temple can extend this zone a little rattly. Look at the help and support in the rear by McKee.
The takeaway by the Owls, and here they come. Eddie Jones. And up top to Brunson.
Pretty.
Petit.
Had a little trouble focusing on that dish, and I think part of it would be the mask. But Brunson acting like a floor general right now.
Petit going gangbusters with 10 points here.
Now they get a lift like that, they're going to put a lot of people away in this tournament. Good look for Cornelius.
Overby 3, got it.
All done by the bounce of Holden.
9 points for Overby, 46-33. Temple, as we come up on 10 minutes to play for the game. Rulo with his hands full. McKee, oh my. Oh.
Well, you're going to shake your head if you're guarding him, but Jim Rulo is as tight as you can be. Right up on him, and he's still knocking him down. Now, you don't play a zone like this, Greg, unless you know how to play man-to-man. This Temple team gets after you. It's not just to stand around.
Holden for Rulo. A little too hard off the glass, and here comes Jones. Jones, three-pointer on the way. And back comes Overby. No numbers in his favor, and the shot came up short. McKee. What do you know? He's human.
Backing to the pack. Temple, I was looking up with 10 minutes. They can do more with 10 than you can with 15, 18. But they've rushed some of their shots, too.
Matt Alexander, who hasn't seen time since the early moments of the first half, about to check back in. Brunson almost had the steal. Overby. Rose went up high, missed the tip, and Petit came down with the ball.
Not the kind of shots you want to take down 15. Got to get better looks and maybe quicker.
8:15 to play in the game.
They don't foul, they don't turn it over. Pretty flawless basketball by Temple. Well, they won't play a lot of weddings. But this trio can hum a few bars. Stepping up, as they generally do. You like Jones?
Oh, what's not to like?
Yeah, he just has wonderful range and a sense of order in his game. And this is where he's tough when he backs down. They give McKee a little rest. He's at 16, runs 21. And Dave Sims, we were doing the game, and he said, and along came Jones. Whatever you need, they can deliver. Those two, particularly on the offensive end.
That's 15 for Eddie Jones as Temple hits the 50-point mark. These two fine Philadelphia schools.
Little trap in the corner.
Holden, Whistler spots up from 3, long again, and Rose was fouled. Brunson says it wasn't me. Brunson turned into quite a ball player for Temple. We'll talk about him when we come back. 7:26 to play here in the second half. Temple leads at 50-33.
Women's Final Four coming soon on CBS.
To build a Mercedes-Benz that's technologically innovative, safe, roomy, with exceptional handling is to be expected. But to do it for under $30,000, now that's a feat of engineering. Introducing the Mercedes-Benz C-Class.
We're ball players and we're okay. We're not fat and lazy like the owners say. In spring we train real hard.
Yeah.
So we look good on our baseball cards. They're ball players, or so they say. They'd rather be doing ads for Ben Gay.
If they ain't in shape, they don't care. Just ink the deal to Hawk underwear.
We're ball players and we're okay. Get in shape by opening day. Thanks to these, we'll be ready to play. Oh, we'll ship your butts to AA, yeah.
The John Deere 14PZ walk-behind mower has a 5-horse engine that breezes through thick grass. A rugged, lightweight cast aluminum deck. Easy starting. A 30-day money-back guarantee. And over 40 other features you'd expect from a John Deere mower. Plus something you probably didn't expect. A price of just $349. Which means that, for once in your life, you can get more than you bargained for.
Imagine a processor that's not just about more power. It's about an entirely new kind of PC. One that responds instantly to whatever you ask of it. One that breathes new life, a new spark into all your software. That's the power of the Pentium processor. From Intel, the computer inside.
You are watching the NCAA Basketball Championship on CBS.
Welcome back, everyone. There's Rick Brunson, only the second junior to captain a John Chaney team. Mark Macon was the other. This is a young man who came close to leaving Temple University.
I was thinking of Boston College, had a lot of courage, went in and saw John Chaney, and the discussion was, hey, we think you can help our program. He stayed. A McDonald's All-American, I might add, so there's an awful lot of good background from high school in that performer.
Things just didn't go well for him his freshman year, and he didn't think Temple was the place for him to be. And we'll take a walk the other way. Second half for field goal. Boy, Temple just burning it up. Thanks in large part to McKee and Jones. They've combined for 31 points. Drexel has 33 on the board.
Well, you can see why they consistently go to them, even though early they got Petit involved. I mean, they're so good. Jim Maloney was saying up at UMass, you want to get the others involved, but that's your bread and butter. Stay with it, and that's what they usually do. I got to think the Canby-Rowe combination up there made them think we got to get something to beat some of those high-power clubs.
McKee.
It's going to go.
What touch? What touch?
Using it all.
He has 18 as we come up on 6.5 to play.
It seems like there's two guys every time they catch the ball. Look at this. You beat one, there's a challenge, and they're in an overzealous attempt, 4 hands on the ball. What would you do against this guy? Come on, you were a heck of a player in your day. Here's a little fadeaway, gets the left part of the rim, hangs.
I believe the phrase was help on D.
Hey, back there, the Matador. A good defense, and Brunson gets a break.
Bill Harrion says, come on, that was ours.
I wonder if they may have pointed the wrong direction. No, he's convinced he's correct. I do think one of the thoughts is don't let him get the ball. But they do run some good things to get him free. The pop-outs, the curls, the different kinds of cuts that good performers know how to execute. Boy, Hurrian does wear out the shoes in the game. Look, he's up and out on the trap over there. A little bit of Louis kind of second him. Good cut, nice pass.
Nice pass indeed. Oh, what a block by Eddie Jones.
Woo! They don't work on D, huh? They pursue extraordinary.
McKee. Oh.
Well,
Temple,
so much for the pretzel war, huh?
Temple has just gone out and locked this one up with sharp shooting from outside.
Pass the mustard.
Timeout on the floor. 5:35 to play, and the Owls have jumped on top in a big way.
Russ Pinnock? He's a service manager at Saturn Shreveport.
Hello, Mr. Barksdale. How are you doing, sir? We're going to have a good barbecue.
Every month, Russ invites all the new Saturn owners in and tells them about their car. Russ just wants to make sure we know how everything works on the car.
We're going to cover the right and wrong way to change a flat.
I definitely could change a tire now and change my oil.
Any questions while I'm going along, Ray?
He's a pretty neat guy. I guess you just have to get to know Russ.
Does that man ever fill up?
He has unusual hair, Russ does.
Did everybody get enough barbecue to eat?
Okay, I confess. I want my hair to look great. I got better things to do than to mess around with it. So I use a special shampoo and conditioner that cleans and completely conditions without the hassle. Pert Plus. Net result, no matter what I've been doing, my hair does what I want it to. Why would I mess around with anything else?
Pert Plus. Great hair. No fuss.
Finding work. It's the ultimate test students face. At ITT, we had a vision. Better teaching and facilities would lead to better students, which would lead to better jobs. And that's what led us to invest over $35 million in ITT Technical Institutes. It's nice to know our investment is working. ITT, we're adding more than just our name.
To play this game, you gotta have the love, but most importantly...
Hey, man, you got the ball? No, I ain't got the ball. You got it? Say what?
You gotta have the ball. The all-new street ball. It's a Rollins, it's only $4.99 and only at Pizza Hut.
Hey, Chumps, want a game?
What tire do you trust in the wet? A tire that removes over 2 gallons of water per second from under the tread. The all-season MX-4. Another engineering splash from Michelin.
He's tired of the crime, and when they come after his family...
Then he'd kill us both.
He's tired of playing by the rules. Steven Seagal, Marked for Death, Tuesday, contains some violent scenes.
Malik Rose has his deuce counted, and all of a sudden, Eddie Jones, tremendous pursuit, and Jason Ivey not clinging to the 3-second line, gets out and communicates, they get the return pass. Just don't relax on that defensive end.
Holden, three-pointer, not there. Temple, second best in the nation in field goal percentage allowed, as you see what their threesome has done against Drexel. 36.4 is the field goal percentage they've allowed. Drexel shooting under 29% now for the night.
And they run a little double. Billy Hurry not just sitting back, force somebody else to beat you. They just are not making shots. They did a little draw. Look at Brunson at half court. Oh, couldn't get control. Now Brunson with that turnover, I mean, they don't make mistakes. They don't foul. What did you tell me at the timeout? They've only fouled 6 times?
6 times, and Drexel has been to the free throw line once tonight. Rose. Overby with a push.
One way of getting Jones out of the area. But it all begins with your initial defensive look. And here Brunson sets up the flex with that outside hand, so he's not going to foul. And knowing he's going sideline and a violation, just throws it at the correct end, too, so that everybody can get back in balance.
Double team in the corner. And Temple comes away. 4 minutes, 15 seconds to play in this game. And Temple will advance and will play the winner of the game to follow, Indiana, Ohio U. And Brunson hit hard as he drove.
Eddie Jones coming over because he got knocked down on a cut out of bounds. And hopefully the way McKee reacted, Brunson is okay. He had been hit earlier in the game, if you remember.
Yes.
He looks good. You see that hand going right across the face. That's enough to make you start counting the stars. So the shot there and then the scrape as Rulo tries to strip.
Good thing this is a non-contact sport.
Everybody has to have protection. In doing a few games during the course of the year, there's an enjoyable number of them. But I remember last year, the MAC up in Albany was a great finish, and the NAC last year, Delaware won against this team. And they stepped up this year, Drexel, to try and get to the championship and win it, and they did. And nothing should be lost at their success. And this is a great Temple team who knows how to put people, and there are levels. Just like there's courses for horses, there are levels. And they just don't have the inside people to compete on the glass. And the perimeter guys can make some shots.
Now we're talking about the number of shots to be taken.
They may be saying it was on the pass.
John Chaney wants to take a walk down the zone.
Oh, they got to take him out, I say. I say yes. Either blood on the uniform or the stoppage of play. And he wants the free throws. Oh, you're taking my game away from me, ref. I like that attitude.
Chris Osmond, a 6'4" junior from Lilburn, Georgia. Because the trainer came out and tended to him, he's got to take a seat on the sideline.
Or take the timeout. That's what John's doing. Say the timeout. But Brunson punished.
Rick wants to come back for the second free throw. They said no.
In college, you have the choice. The NBA, they come down and pick a guy. You hide your eyes when they come down.
Under 4 minutes to play. Jason Ivey with the good hand.
You can get it in there once in a while, but you can't come down and settle and expect to get it in. Hurt you where you live. That's one of his phrases, John Chaney.
Temple President Peter Liakaris is a Drexel graduate. How's he feeling right about that?
Well, I think his heart's at Temple.
Osmond. Short and out of bounds.
Old friend of mine, Charlie Theokas, was the AD there, so Peter Liakaris looking for an athletic director. Why not make John Chaney? I mean, if they're as frugal with money under John as they are with turnovers and the difficulty shooting because of the defense, it's not the ability of Drexel.
And Brunson with the takeaway. Jones going to put it up. comes Overby. Under 3 minutes to play, and that's tipped out of bounds by Brunson, say the officials. Coming up here on CBS, Georgetown, Illinois, Boise State, Louisville. And later on, here in Landover, it'll be the Hoosiers of Indiana, the Bobcats of Ohio U.
How far that zone has you out. Nice little look, and they've had those. Just a matter of size coming out and challenging. Maybe Drexel not used to that. Big hand and the closeout a little quicker and stronger.
Well, it will be their lowest scoring total of the season, and that's not the way any team likes to close things out.
But nothing to be ashamed, because Temple does this to a lot of people. I mean, Mass had with 51-50, 56-55. You don't get big numbers against this club. They use the clock.
What a move by Rick Brunson. Temple holds the opponents to 54.9 a game.
36% field goal. You don't get cheap looks. Good ball fake, huh?
And Rose fouled. Was a good ball fake.
Tough when you're going up against 3 or 4 main guys with the big bodies and the size of Temple. When he got that early foul problem, changed their direction.
John Chaney going to bring some people off the bench. 32, William Rice. 22, William Cunningham. So Temple will join Carolina and BC. And just one more participant for Sunday's action to be determined here in Landover. Holden for Wulo, front rim.
Scrappy like his dad, huh? His dad, Jerry, a Temple Hall of Famer. Philadelphia Warrior before they became the Sixers. Eddie Gottlieb was the owner and everything else in those days. A great run for Drexel.
School record 25 wins.
And only 4 losses, about to be 5 against a solid performance by Temple.
Shot no good, follow no good. And on the line, that now belongs to Temple. 57 seconds to play in the game, and Temple has racked this one up. They lead at 58-35, and both benches will be emptied now.
Student body left, about to enter. Anybody have a uniform, you're going in. CBS. And they are right. Chaney's guys, real solid performance. Not an easy one, those neighborhood rivalries. I'm sure you had a few.
Still do. Bill Harrion congratulating his starters on the sideline. They have done, as you mentioned, an outstanding job for Drexel this season.
And John Chaney's still there, working every pass.
Osmond. And the rebound, picked off by Chris Colas. Long range jumper going to be off. Half a minute to play now.
And for a moment, royalty.
King for a day, 61-35 Temple. Good rebound by Hudgens inside, and he'll go to the line with 10.1 to play. Our Chevrolet players of the game. Drexel's Malik Rose, Temple's Aaron McKee. It was Aaron McKee who caught fire in the second half and really ignited this Temple team.
Stretched the lead. Knocked them down in the second half.
21 points. And all in the second half.
Drexel under 2 years ago, Walter Fuller in '86 when Louisville won it all. The last time Drexel was in. Assistant coach down to Billy Harrion, and all that experience. Tough when you play a team like this. You can express what it takes, but to do it,
Fry getting a foot on the ball. Down 9.9 now. Temple joins North Carolina and Boston College as winners of today's action here in Landover. Matt Alexander had it rejected. At the buzzer, Hudgens.
Playing right to the end, though, and I think they get a free throw as well.
The whistle blows, and I think we will shoot it.
They will, and that could get them to 40.
61-39 is the score, and George Hudgens goes to the line. Didn't get there.
He was in a hurry to get out. I'm sure John knows most of these kids' first names.
Number 4 seed Temple moves to 23-7, and John Chaney's Owls move on to Sunday's action, and they'll face the winner of the game to follow, Indiana and Ohio University. For Leslie Visser, Bill Raftery, I'm Greg Gumbel. Big performance by the Temple Owls. They defeat Drexel. More on the road to the Final Four after this.